In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to create different material elements by use of material IDs inside of 3ds Max 2015. Alright, so what you're going to do is you just want to have your model. I'm just going to make a box here. Nothing too crazy. And let's just make it a little bit bigger. Alright, so now I have that, and have the poly, and what you're going to want to do is then go to your polygon tool, and let's select these two faces, and if we scroll down here to polygon material IDs, this is what we want to set. So if you just click in here, put your number, press enter, it sets that as 1, and then if we select this and this, and we can select that as 2, and then we can set the top as 3. And it's really important that you do those in order. You saw that there was a 4 there, because it'll act really weird inside Unreal Engine if you have like a 1, a 4, and a 6. So you just want to do it in order. So now that we have the IDs set up, you see that we can select IDs, it shows that. And then if we select that and select ID 2, it does that. And select ID 3, which I think is just the top. Okay, so what we want to do next is open up a material editor, and I'm just using the compact material editor. So here we want to, since we have our 3 IDs set, we need to make 3 different materials. And let's just leave that. And I'm just setting these checkers just for example. It's not really whatever. With your model, you can set different materials for your mesh. So then let's make this one a also checker, and let's change to just to show that we have different. You can see the difference in where the material is set. So now we need to select our the first material. As you can see, it says 01 default. So we need to go select 1, which would be that and that one, I believe. And if you're unsure which one is what, just click on it, and you can do select ID, as I showed before, and it selects all that was set as ID 1. So just drag it and drop it, and now you see that you have a gray box. And you might be wondering why. Well, just need to click that to show shaded material in viewport. And then now let's do the same for number 2. Select, look at that, 2 is on the bottom. So, and then drag over our number 2 and make sure that's selected. So you see we have the red, still the black, and then 3. That's the only one that's 3. So click that and drag it over. And also do that, just to be sure. So you see that we have our different materials set on our mesh. And this is very, like I said, important that you put these in order, because it not only is it easier to do in 3ds Max, but it also makes more sense. It's like if you're doing modular assets and you have like a brick wall with trim on it, you can set on all your wall pieces, you can set the what the actual wall part is as ID 1, and then the trim can be set as ID 2. And that makes it easier when you bring it into Unreal, because that will be set as the material elements. And so the ID 1 will be set as element 0, and ID 2 will be set as element 1, and so on. So anyway, close out of that. And let's export this. I'm just doing my boxy fun. Yay. Oh, I accidentally pressed import. Sorry about that. I want to export. And let's do this. Boxy fun. Woo. Save. Shoot. I can't remember where I saved that. Sorry about that. Desktop. There we go. Boxy fun. Okay. Save. And I'm just doing my default exports. And press OK. And here you can see it's recognizing where our maps are, and 3ds Max is telling us that it's not cool, but it's exactly what we want. So press OK, and then I'm just going to close out of that and not save. And then I'm going to open up Unreal 4, and as you can see, I have already created a default project. Alright, so now I want to, I have multiple displays, so I'm dragging this over into my content browser. Good idea, usually, is have game selected, new folder, and box fun. So, let's select box fun. Drag it over from wherever, and I'm just going to use default because it's just a box, it's nothing complex. And import, and there we go. So now we just have our box here. I'm drag it in. I'm not going to set a collision or anything to it, but you can see that we have our elements here. This is ID 1, ID 2, and ID 3. So let's begin putting textures on. Materials, sorry. Let's go to your materials content browser, and you can just drag it over to the ID or element. Oh. Moving from Max controls to BDK, or Unreal controls. It's kind of weird sometimes. Let's see, that's like that. And then let's have IDs brick or cobblestone, that's what that is. And then that's just an example of why you might want to have separate elements, is because say you have a part of your model that you want to have glow, something with pulsate, but you don't want to make it, that can be really hard to do through use of alphas and different things in the material editor. So it's better just to have a separate material that you can apply to the same mesh. So let's take this tile pulse. Whoops, didn't want to do that. And drag down to 3. And so you can see that's pulsing, and the rest is not doing that. So let's build for lighting. I don't really think it's important, but hey, we're doing it anyway. And this is because I didn't UV the box. So make sure you UV your stuff, otherwise it's going to look weird with your normals. So I'm just going to X out of that, and then play. And here we are. This is our box. You can see this side has the cobblestone, which was our RD2. Then our RD1 is the cement panels. And then the ID3 was the glowy tech hex tiles. Yeah. So that concludes this tutorial. I hope it helps. This was a question that I really had when I first started bringing assets in. It's how to set different elements onto the same mesh. And setting that up, I dug through tutorials and tutorials, but I never found it. So I got creative and I figured it out. So yeah, hope it helped. And that concludes this tutorial. Rate and subscribe.